Welcome to the show. I'm glad that y'all joined us today. As you know, our show ideas come from you. When you come to CourtneyAnderson.com, you tell me about your challenges, your problems, the things that are driving you nuts, the things that you want to improve. So today we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to almost every business person's heart. We're talking sales. We're talking money. We're talking bottom line. Now, I know sometimes when we are in sales, we feel like people don't respect us enough. They don't understand how hard it is for us to get out there and drive that business and make things happen. So come on, let's talk for a little bit about sales. Now, as many of you know, I've had the opportunity to go around the world and work with some amazing organizations. And as a business person, we know that without revenue and without money, there's nothing left. So a couple of years ago, after working with lots of different salespeople and sales teams and development and seeing how can we empower and improve the situation, I came up with what I call the silent sales technique. Shh. Now, this initially is often greeted with laughter. People say to me, what do you mean silent sales technique? Sales is about getting out there. Sales is about being big and loud and making things happen. Sales is about overcoming objections. And there's a point. There's a point where that's right. Now, as many of you know, I've had the wonderful opportunity in my life to do lots of different professional endeavors. When I was a young and beautiful teenager, in a time far, far away, my parents, they gave me a gift. They set me down, and I was 17, and I'd finished high school, and they said to me, "Congratulations. We didn't think it would happen." And I said, "Neither did I." And then in our celebration, they turned to me and they gave me a gift. They gave me a wonderful gift. They basically said, "We've done all we will do for you." And they gave me this gift and they sent me out into the world like a beautiful bird to fly away. And they gave me the gift that people die for around the world, the gift that mankind yearns for. They gave me the gift of freedom. So I went out into the world and I had the opportunity to do lots of different professional things. I got to work in food service. I've been a cook and a waitress and a pizza delivery driver. I've also gotten to work in retail. Awesome. I've worked frontline minimum wage jobs in manufacturing and on assembly lines. So I've been out there and I've done lots of different things. And fortunately, a couple of these endeavors gave me the opportunity to work 100% commission sales jobs, one of which was in the automobile industry. I was a car salesperson professional. Now, many of us think about a car salesperson professional and we think, wow, the glamour, excitement, the joy. And all of that is there. It's very glamorous. It's very exciting. You typically get to work from the time the store opens until late at night when the store closes. And you're just sort of waiting there with all your peers sort of lined up, looking outside to see, will anyone come? There could be long stretches with no customers. But every once in a while, a customer will drive up. All those car dealerships are glass in the front for a couple of reasons. One, because it's exciting and beautiful, and it allows the people that work there to see the outside. And the other thing is it allows the people who are waiting desperately for a potential sale to see if there's a potential customer. In that job, it was imperative that I understood sales. If I didn't sell any cars, I was going to earn an amazing amount of money. An amount of money that it's not complicated. It's not difficult to balance your checkbook. It's not hard to figure out how to add or subtract from it. It's a very constant and sort of a beautiful, sort of a round number. That number, of course, is 0. If I didn't sell anything, I wasn't going to make any money. I could be there all day. I could be there for 12 hours. No sale, no money. The neat thing is that I transitioned later into owning my own businesses, which of course I've been doing for over the last decade. And it's in a lot of ways just like working at that car dealership. If I don't have any revenue for my businesses, I don't get any money, I don't eat. I can work really, really hard. I can work 100-hour week and still learn that beautiful, round, gorgeous, easy to add and subtract, zero. So one of the things that I've had to understand is the psychology of sales. And that's why I came up with my silent sales technique. The challenge that I see with a lot of salespeople is that they forget that the most important part of the transaction is the perceived need of that client. And the only way that you'll know the perceived need of that client is if you do something very powerful and something that is hard for people who are very talented in sales. Because people who are talented in sales, they love the interaction. They love talking. In fact, that's one of the reasons that they're good at sales, they tell themselves. Because look at how well I talk. Look at the way my voice sounds. I honestly believe that many salespeople, the most beautiful sound they hear during the day is their own voice. It might be when they answer the phone. Hello, Courtney Anderson. Sounds so good. It might be when they're talking to a client, but they just love the sound of their own voice. The only problem is they're not selling to themselves. They're selling to somebody else who has a different worldview. In general, for the purposes of our show today, we're going to look at our population of potential customers. Two types. We've got customers who are very engaged. These are critical thinkers. These are people who know exactly what they want. And then we've got everybody else. Everybody else is kind of a group, it's kind of malleable. They're maybe not sure what they want. They don't know if they're going to buy. They don't know what exactly they want. Now the second group, the group that's sort of undecisive, we'll call them. With that group, all of the traditional sales techniques work really well. So if I was working in retail, or I was working at the car dealership, and somebody came in, and they were that undecisive group, which is the majority of people, and they said, oh, I don't know, I mean, maybe we need a new car, I'm not sure. Then, it was very appropriate for me to start doing my wonderful sales spiel. I could always be closing. I could go ahead and overcome objections. I could take them and size them up and think, they mentioned they have children. I'll talk about safety features and talk about entertainment in the back seat. For that group that's undecisive, I really can influence them. I can, with the sound of my wonderful salesperson's voice, and more importantly, laying out options for them, being enthusiastic. Those techniques work with that group, the undecisive group. The challenge today, and what we're here to talk about, what about the decisive group? What about the engaged group? What about the critical thinkers? Now, how do I know whether somebody's undecisive or decisive? How can I figure that out? It's easy. The first part is, and we're going to do this very, very difficult thing for sales professionals. And I know it's hard. I do. But we are going to shut up. It looks like this. Okay. Now notice when I'm practicing this, this is the foundation, the first part of my silent sales technique. It looks like this. You see, there's no sound coming out of my mouth. I'm not vocalizing at all. Now, I know I want to because I'm a salesperson. But this first part is going to allow me to determine and discern, is this someone who's undecisive, that I'm going to go down my track of leading them where I want to go and closing the sale? Or is this somebody who's, they're engaged, and I'm not going to do any of my usual techniques because they're going to backfire? So the first part is you need to practice. Now this will be hard. I strongly suggest that when you first begin this, that maybe just do it for a little bit, 15, 20 seconds. A lot of you are going to be surprised if you time yourselves how long that sounds like of silence. Because it's a long time, especially when you want to talk. The reason you're quiet is because you want the person to let you know You want them to show their cards. Are they undecisive or are they decisive and engaged? The difference will be in the types of things they say, which will only happen when we shut up. So if the person is in the car dealership and they walk in and I say, hi, my name's Courtney Anderson. How can I help you today? Are you looking for a new car? Now, if I hear something like, oh, I don't know. I was going to go to the grocery store and I saw that really pretty brown car on the front there on the right. I don't know. My car, it's been making noises. I'm not really sure. I don't even know if I can get a loan. Now, these are all wonderful things that let me know this is an undecisive person. They've done nothing, no homework. They don't know if they can qualify for a loan. They're not even sure if they want a car. They don't know what kind of car they want. They just know they kind of saw one on their way somewhere else. This is somebody I'm going to take by the hand and use my traditional sales techniques with and lead them to the closing. And more likely than not, those techniques will work with this person because they don't know. They want somebody to tell them. They want somebody to show them, lead them, take them by the hand, hold on tight, and walk that path. This group is going to be where you use your traditional sales techniques. The problem is with that other group, the group that's engaged, that's decisive. If I go up to that person and say, hi, my name's Courtney Anderson. Hi, are you looking for a new car today? And they say, yes, I've been on the internet and I have exactly the invoice price of the car and the model that I want. Now I've looked online at your inventory and I saw that you had two of the vehicles that I want. And I'm very specific about the speakers. I will not have anything other than a speaker system that I've already determined, and I only want metallic blue. Now that person is decisive. They've done the legwork. They looked into the product, they looked into the pricing, they are prepared, and they're serious. Now with that type of person, if you start using all those techniques where you're gonna, oh no, metallic blue, oh, you don't want metallic blue, let me show you a beautiful, beautiful black on black. It's right over here. Now, it's anecdotal, but I'm gonna tell you, I've been a victim of this myself. The last time I went to buy a car was a while ago. Well, I'll be honest, it was about 10 years ago. But when I went to buy that car, I was engaged. I had researched exactly what I wanted. I knew the color. I knew the engine size. I knew I wanted a manual car. I knew exactly what I wanted. And I went to the one dealership in town that sold that model car. And when the sales gentleman came up initially, I laid it all out there. I even warned him ahead of time. I said to him, well, I know exactly what I want. I want this car. I want this engine. I want the sunroof. I want a manual car. And I even tried. I thought I was being helpful. I even said to him, a few years ago, I used to work at the car dealership up the road. What I was trying to say to him was, you don't need to do your traditional sales techniques. You can cut through that. I know exactly what I want. If you have what I want, I will buy it right now. I already had my financing. I was ready to go because I don't go to the dealership until the end of my process. So I was thinking, okay, I'm telling this guy, right? We can save all the time. We don't have to play games. We can get right to it. And I can go ahead and, in my fantasy, I'll leave today with my car. Do you think that salesperson who had been selling cars for 30 plus years, do you think that he understood the difference between undecisive, that you can lead, and that population that's engaged, that it won't work with? Do you think he did that? No, he didn't. First, he wanted to walk me around the car lot and show me all these other cars that were different colors than the one that I already told him was the one that I was buying. And he shows me a green one. Green was not the color I was buying. And he's showing it to me and he's doing this whole thing. And I know because I've been to the car salesperson training. And he's telling me what he thinks I want to hear because I'm a female. And he's saying, look how pretty this is. There's a cup holder right here. Here's even a place where you could put your purse. And he's showing me, look at the knob. See how nice that knob is? That's nice. And I said to him again, now I'm getting frustrated, right? I'm getting frustrated. Because the engaged, decisive group, they know what they want. They just want to be able to give you the money. They just want to give you the money and then go on with their lives. They're busy. Or maybe they want to take a nap. I don't know. But they do not want to hang out with you and play games. They know what they want. So at this point, I'm getting a little frustrated. So I said to him again, as nicely as I could. I stood up as tall as I could, because he's a lot taller than I was. And I looked him in the eye. And again, very slowly, I said, I want this specific model, this engine size, in a manual. And I said it again. And he just sort of smiled and just ignored me and kept right on with his sales technique. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe he was wasting my time. And the thing that I really was shocked, here I am saying, if you just show me what I want, I'll give you the money. And then you could go ahead and get your commission and go on to get another customer, right? Right? But instead of him understanding that, he wants to sit there and play games and just keep talking, thinking he can overcome my objection and sell me this car, the green car, or show me the car that's an automatic, or show me I didn't want those cars. And the thing is, the engaged, decisive person, they know what they want. They also know what they need. So the concept of creating a sense of urgency and instilling in them a need, it's not going to work. I buy a new car about once every 10 years. So I don't rush into it. I wait. I buy exactly what I want. And then I hold on to it for a long time and take care of it. And the majority of the time I own cars, of course, I don't have any car notes. My insurance is very low. I buy what I like, and I keep it for a long, long time. I was so frustrated. And I kept asking myself in my mind, can I drive to another city 100 miles away to get this car and save the stress? Because this guy's driving me nuts. I don't even want him to get the commission now. If he had just practiced a silent sales technique and shut up in the beginning, I immediately told him what I wanted and said, if you have this, or you can order it, I'll go ahead and sign the contract now. I'm ready. I have my finance. I'm ready. Sad. And I've seen this over and over and over throughout the years in organizations around the world. Salespeople are there to generate business. The problem is that you've got to go ahead and understand it's not about us. And although the majority of people are undecisive, and you can sway them, there's a group of people that know what they want. And if you listen and pay attention, they will show that to you immediately. Then all you have to do is move very quickly. They love efficiency. This group, they're decisive, so they love efficiency. You need to move very quickly to show them what they want, and then get to closing, and then get your money. They love it. They're happy, you're happy. It's the shortest deal you have to do because you don't have to spend all that time sort of leading them where you want to take them. They're there, but you got to listen. The most interesting example I saw this in my own personal anecdotal life was the last time I went to buy a house. As you know, I love real estate. I have rental property, but the last house I bought that I live in, I went to go buy a house. I had two houses that I was deciding between, and they were both builder houses that were sitting vacant, spec houses. And I usually like to buy those because the builders don't want to hold them, so they're motivated to make good deals. So I'm trying to decide between these two houses, and I'm going back and forth, and I kept going back to each builder's rep and telling them, I'd say, you know, it's between you and that one other house. And I just went over there and they offered to put in all new upgraded flooring and mini blinds. And can you guys match that? And then they'd say, oh, and then they'd come back. Yeah, we can do it. So I was doing this for a while. It's a lot of fun. And I was getting the price down and getting more and more concessions. Everything was awesome. And I still hadn't completely decided because they were both really nice houses. And the thing that made my decision for me, really honestly, was when one of the sales professionals from one of the houses, one house was actually 500 square feet smaller than this other house. So the sales professional for the one that was 500 square feet smaller, I was there and I was telling her, I was walking the house again, and I was like, well, you know, I'm still not sure. And, you know, that other house, it's 500 square feet bigger, and I'm not really sure. Now, I thought if she was paying attention to the silent sales technique, she would have heard some of the other things I had told her that were important that helped me like her house to begin with. She had a really nice lot. There were some other things going for it. But she ignored all of the things that I'd actually already told her because she wasn't listening. And she said this to me. She looked me in my eye and she said to me, "It's just you and your dog. Why would you need all that space?" Well, when she said that, that was it. One, it hurt my feelings. It is just me and my dog. But that's okay. It's okay that I haven't yet found Mr. Right. It's okay. But I took my money and I bought the house that was 500 square foot bigger. And I love it. And I love to tell the story. Because it was a little bit of money. She lost because she said that. One, it was rude. And two, she wasn't listening to anything I had told her. And here I was, money in hand, wanting to give somebody money, and I can't get them to take it. This happens all the time. And I see it when I come to organizations and do sales training. You need to first practice. Shh, shut up. Again, it looks like this. Then you need to listen. Are they decisive or undecisive? If they're undecisive, take them by the hand. Lead them. Always be closing. Overcome objections. If they're decisive, give them what they want. They'll be thrilled. You'll get referrals. Your business will continue to be successful. And everybody will be amazed. How do you reach so many different types of customers? I want to thank you today for coming and taking a little bit of time to be part of our show. Always come to CourtneyAnderson.com, give ideas, join in. We've also got companion content that goes along with every one of our programs. Thank you so much. Have a great day.